Good morning. Hello there, folks. Who's in here? Wow, it's a lot of people. Is that Eden? Hey, Eden Uri, what's cooking? Thank you guys for coming in so much. Really appreciate it. So I am in traffic. For those that have not been in any of my Meerkats before, I'm sitting in Tel Aviv traffic on my way to Herzliya, to WeWork Herzliya, actually. Yes, driving in Tel Aviv, correct. I'm on my way to meet the guys from Free, that's P-H-R-E-E. This is like the Kickstarter campaign, really cool, worth checking out. I didn't even know they were Israeli, but they are, and they reached out, and I'm meeting them this morning. And then, actually, and this is...
Hazard reported ahead.
Thank you, Waze. I have not publicized this or published this anywhere, but I'm telling you guys that I did a Meerkat last week with Move It, and Move It's a Sequoia company, and I did tweet this, actually, but... Sequoia reached out, and I'm going there today to Sequoia, Israel, to actually just interview them on Meerkat. So that's really cool. I actually have really good relationships with many Israeli VCs, but I didn't have any relationship with Sequoia until this happened. So that's pretty cool. Hi, Hillel. Hey, Julie. Good morning. Hello, sir. Hey, Mordechai Holtz. Thanks for coming in, dude. Sarah B. Hey, Sarah. What's cooking? Thanks for coming in. Melanie, good morning. Anyway, so I'm meeting the Free guys, the Kickstarter campaign this morning, and then I'm meeting a really cool company called Talent Tribe, which is going to help companies recruit easier by helping promote company culture. It's a cool platform coming out. They're launching soon, so stay tuned for that. And then I'm meeting Sequoia after that. That's going to be it's going to be a fun day. Anyway, so before we talk about CVs, which is anybody that knows or follows me anywhere knows that I'm very passionate about helping people find jobs. I have hundreds and hundreds of CVs on my Google Drive, so I can definitely share some of my experiences over the years. But before we talk about that, I just wanted to say a word about a pet peeve, which I like to start my Meerkats with, a pet peeve. So another pet peeve of mine, in addition to the inappropriately dressed women on Meerkat, which bother me a lot, but that was yesterday's pet peeve, is the way people use email. I feel like there's etiquette. There's certain ways to use email, and I feel like most people know it, but then there's those people that send you like literally 800 word emails. Like who do they think is going to read that? I'm not even talking about bulk emails now. Forget that crap. I'm talking about sending someone an email and expecting them to read 800 word emails. Like, it's just not. We all have ADD, all of us. So like, I literally respond to emails at least once a day saying, "Can you please sum that up and tell me what you need from me? How can I help?" or something like that. You know, like, if you want something, just skip the introduction, skip the whole whatever. If you need something from someone, you want something from someone, you want their help, just say, "Hi, Hillel, I heard you're good at helping people get jobs. I'm looking for a job as a product manager. Here's my CV." Done. You know? I'd appreciate that much more than anything else. When is steak happening? During that day. Yeah, I'm having lunch, hopefully meat and wine in Herzliya. Good morning, Hillel in Tel Aviv. Good morning. Have you ever met Benjamin Netanyahu? I have not met Benjamin Netanyahu. You Move It as a cool app. I jumped on the app. Cool, Melanie. It's like 7 or 8 over there. It is 8:30 a.m. over here. My first live Meerkat. Excited. Sarah, cool. Welcome. So anyway, just the email culture, email etiquette. Like, use it. It's a communications tool. It's not meant to annoy people, and everyone gets hundreds, if not thousands, of emails a day. So, it's very hard to even get to your emails at all. And when the email's long and windy and annoying and confusing, then you're not going to accomplish anything. So just keep your emails short, to the point. Say what you want. Say, like, I literally said to someone yesterday, someone emailed me, like, it was a whole long thing. I'm like, "Can you just sum up what you want?" And then he wrote me back in one sentence, "Here's what I want." I'm like, "Okay, thank you." Like, why? That is quoting Maimonides. Anyway, I'm on audio only right now. I apologize for that. But I am driving, so it's not Meerkat's fault. It's the roads and connectivity. But I should be back soon. And as soon as I get back, I'm going to pause for a second, because I've noticed that it skips like 5 or 6 seconds after it goes from audio to video. It does the same thing, by the way, when you switch from front camera to back camera. I don't know if it's a bug or whatever, but it's a little bit annoying. Where is the Silicon Valley of Israel? Yeah, there you go. I'm back. Herzliya is a very big center hub of technology, as is Tel Aviv, and Jerusalem is becoming a very big one. I love Hillel's rants. Thank you, Sarah. And when is steak happening? Okay, so anyway, so I have on my Google Drive a directory of around 10-15 folders categorized by types of roles. So I have admin, I have law and product and marketing and sales and biz dev and et cetera, et cetera. I have a lot of folders, and in each folder, the lowest number
Hazard
of CVs,
reported ahead.
the lowest number of CVs that I have is maybe 15, and in my marketing folder, I have easily 100 CVs of people looking for jobs in marketing. And I send it out all the time, and that's how I've gotten 96 people jobs, and hopefully 97, 98, 99, and 100 are going to happen very soon because there's a lot of things cooking. But that's the good news. The bad news is that because I'm, trying to help people find jobs, people send me their CVs all the time. And by the way, a nice segue from my first topic to my second topic, because if you're asking someone to get you a job, and I'm not talking about a headhunter that's getting paid, but someone like me who's just helping because I want to help, again, don't send them a 500-word email. Say, hi, Hillel, I'm looking for a job. This is what I want to do. Here's my CV. Just get to the point, But that's we already talked about that. So people need to spit it out. Yes, exactly. So CVs. All right, let's start with the basics, guys. This is actually mind-boggling to me. Why would you send your CV to anyone with a file name called My Resume? I have probably close to 50 resumes in my directory called My Resume. Like, really? Your name of your file isn't even your name? Like, put it, David Goldberg's CV.pdf, which is another point we'll talk about in a second. So name your file, right? Your name.pdf. And since we're talking about PDF, and, again, this isn't, I don't know if there's a rule book about this, but I'm definitely of the opinion that you shouldn't be sending a Word document. First of all, a Word document can be edited. I mean, just send a PDF. It just looks prettier. It's more solid. It's more professional looking. It's just easier on the eyes. It's easier in every way, shape, or form. PDF your CV and send it as a PDF, not as a Word document. I'm pretty sure, I don't know, I've never researched it, and I don't know if this is a rule or if somebody disagrees with that, but I'm pretty sure that is across the board. I think everyone would agree that a PDF is just prettier and easier to handle than a Word document. A Word document, it's the same thing as PowerPoint, and sending a deck as PowerPoint as opposed to PDF. I want it to be a presentation that just stands and works and looks good, and editing, and Word documents can change the editing, and you can change the formatting and everything. It's like it keeps cutting out, Julie. That's not good. The reception keeps cutting out. All right, let me know if it's stable now, because it seemed to have full reception. I hope it's stable now. I don't know why it does that. It's very annoying that it does that. So, like we said, name the file, format it as a PDF, and send it as a PDF. That's my second point. My third point: don't have one big bulk of text as a CV. Okay, remember, you're talking to someone. Good chances that they are ADD, because we're all ADD today. You want to draw them in. You want to hook them in. A big bulk of text, just one big thing of text, is really not very attractive, and no one's reading the entire thing. They want to skim through. They want to get the points that they need to get. And they want to move on. So, have very clear partitions in your CV. Experience, maybe this isn't the order that I'm saying to do it in, but skills or what you're looking for, experience, or maybe contact information, whatever it is, but separate it very clearly. And make it easy on the eyes. And I think any designer will tell you that too. Partitions are very important. Whatever it is, a website or anything you're doing, partitions are very important. So make clear partitions, and make sure your CV is designed. Make sure it's visual. How visual do you go? Right. So that's a big question. Do you have a picture? I have a picture on my CV. Some people say no, it's not it's up for debate, but I'll tell you one thing. If it's literally just text and that's all it is, no color, no anything, I am of the opinion that is a big mistake. If you don't want to put a picture, I think a picture does me good. I think it really does well. It makes you stand out. Again, that's the goal here, to stand out. I'm a big believer in that, but if you're not comfortable with that for whatever reason, make it, colorful. The partitions can be colorful, but make it a visual thing, not a static, kind of boring, annoying to look at. Just, you want to stand out. Remember that. That's the principle here, guys. Hello, everyone. So, yeah, I see that U2 is streaming right now, or someone's streaming U2's concert, so I have some serious competition. Or I guess I shouldn't even say competition, because I lost from the get-go. But anyway, so definitely just try to make your CV kind of like as visual or visually appealing, I'd say as possible. Another thing, chronological order, right? So don't put your experience, and I understand why you want to put your experience from 20 years ago up top, because you want me to see the transition and how you transition from here. I get that, or you grew, and that's great. No, don't do that, right? What did you do last? I don't want to know what you did in 1981. maybe, I mean, we can debate whether that should even be there in the first place. I'm of the opinion it shouldn't be. But definitely not first. I mean, that's what I'm going to see. And again, remember, a person's ADD. He's not going to go scrolling through, the entire page, 2 pages, 3 pages. We'll talk about that in a second. But what did you do last? I want that at the top so I can see what you did. I want to know who you are. Now, length of CV. Again, my opinion, 1 page. That's it. I get it. You have a lot of experience. We all have a lot of experience. If I can get it on 1 page, and a million people that I've gotten jobs for can get it on 1 page, you can get it on 1 page. Eliminate the things that are not relevant. There are many, many things that you did 20 years ago, or you did as a high school. I don't care what you talked about CVs. You should have talked about this. You need to decide what you want to do. Honestly, like, another thing I get all the time is, yeah, hi, Hillel, I'm really looking for a job in marketing, sales, business development, or product. No, dude, like, forget the fact that I need to put your CV in a folder. That's irrelevant. You need to figure out what you want to do. No one's hiring someone who's looking for, one of 15 different positions. They want someone who knows what they want. It doesn't speak well of you. Figure out what you want to do, tailor your CV. And I'm not saying you can, if you're good at marketing and sales, then great. You're open to marketing or sales. That's fine. But you can't be, either I'm either a development, I'm a developer, marketer, a business. No, you got to figure out what you want and tailor your CV to that and aim to get that. You cannot possibly, just like anything, if you don't focus, you're never going to get anywhere. You need to focus. So figure out what you want to do, tailor your CV for that. And yes, you can have 2 CVs. There's nothing wrong with having 2 CVs. But at the top of the CV, your name, your email address, maybe your phone number, if you want your address, whatever it is. I don't know if that's important or not so much, but you can. And a one-liner about what the hell, who are you, what do you want to do? Like, that's the first thing I'm going to see, I see I'm, highly energetic, accomplished, blah, 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 blah. I'm looking for a challenge in the marketing field, whatever it is. Just give me one-liner. I'm a big believer, big fan of that, because that's, at the end of the day, the first thing I'm going to see, and probably the thing that makes the most difference. Which leads me to my next point. When you're telling me about your experience isn't CVs. You're not going to stand out if your file's not named, if your CV's not visual, if you don't even know what you want from yourself, if there's no one-liner about explaining what you want. All these things are super important. And you know what? At the end of the day, pretty much everything I'm saying, if it's missing, you're going to stand out on the opposite side of the spectrum. And they're going to think you're not serious. Like you can't name your file, really? To me, that's like the equivalent of not adding a profile picture on Twitter or on LinkedIn. Like, are you kidding me right now? So those are some pointers. Obviously, consistency. I'm a big fan of consistency, right? If you're going to underline positions, then underline them throughout. Don't underline one position and the next position don't underline. Definitely important. Use power words, right? Don't say, this is very important. This is one of the most important things. First of all, use power words. So, like, executed, implemented, facilitated. Don't say, like, I went over Excels all day long. Like, I'm exaggerating, obviously, but use power words, use verbs, strong verbs, right? That's very important. I started my career as a technical writer, and that was one of the first pointers they told us, use strong words. You want to come off as strong. Very important. Now, another thing we should have mentioned before, this is very, very important. What is a CV? What is a resume? I think there's a difference. I think there is a difference between a resume and a CV. I don't know what it is, but forget that. What is a CV? What is the goal here? Is the goal to say on a CV, I sat for 9 hours a day, did research by going over Excel sheets, and then analyzed them and, reached conclusions? No. That same thing can be said in a powerful way. So I'm not saying to lie. You absolutely need to glorify your experience. So you need to say, executed a deep analysis of market trends, that officially led to actionable items that increase the revenue of the company, whatever it is. Now that was a very bad example because that was a very long, windy sentence. Don't do that, right? Keep it short and sweet. Don't tell stories, right? The CV needs to tell a story as a whole, but don't start writing, paragraphs, sentences, boom, 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 bullets. Sum up what you're trying to say in a paragraph in one sentence. Remember, ADD, guys. Everything you're doing, remember, ADD. Sum up what you're doing, one sentence, talk strong, glorify your experience, because whatever it is you did, I don't care if you were a youth director, honestly, I don't care if you sang in the choir, the church choir. If you managed the church choir, then use those skills and talk about what you did. Not the fact that you were in a church choir, but that you managed a project, whatever you want to call it, glorify it, right? Because at the end of the day, you can take skills that you learned in one field and, apply them to another field in most cases. Not always, right? You can't do very much with ballet dancing and in tech. but I seem to be giving that example a lot. I'm in traffic now, so I could read. Let me know if you guys can hear me okay. Wow, 240 people, that's impressive. For those that don't know, yeah, CV is resume. Okay, sorry about that, I didn't expect. Good question. What did Cruel Witch say? Dove, here's a link to best fonts to use on a resume. Cool, Julie, thanks. So Hillel, why bother with a CV when there's LinkedIn? That's a very good question, and I spoke at Intel like 2 weeks ago about this topic and about HR and recruiting and innovation and how it's changing. And I agree with you. In an ideal world, I wouldn't even need a CV. Unfortunately, it's still completely the dominant and default kind of like tool to hire people. It's just the way it is. It's, you know, why do I need an investor's deck instead of just sending them a link? It's just the way, you know, people operate. I don't think it's going to be like that for very long. I know that business cards is another thing that I literally, someone says to me, you can ask anyone who's met me, and they say to me, here's my business card, and I literally say, I don't have any use for that, but thank you. Like, I'll just Google you, and I'll figure you out in 2 seconds. I don't need your business card. So, yeah, CVs are important now because that's what recruiters are looking for. That's the bottom line. Companies want it, so you have to have it. But, you know, keep it updated even when you're not looking for a job, so you're able to send it out quick. But, you know, in theory, yeah, LinkedIn should be enough. In fact, I don't even think LinkedIn should be enough. I think the web should be enough. You know, when someone says, and I know this sounds kind of pretentious and douchey, but someone says, you know, who are you? Well, what am I going to tell them? I'll just Google me, right? I don't really say that. I try not to say that. But if you Google me, you see who I am, right? You follow my tweets. You can see where I write. You can see what I do. Everything's out there, right? LinkedIn, obviously. But just in general, I think CV is very, very primitive, but it is the default, so there's nothing you can do about it. Let me read some questions. Wow. Okay, where is the Silicon Valley? You read that? People need to spit it out. We read that. The reception keeps cutting out. We read that. I hope it's okay now. He's driving. I'm sure service is crap in areas. Yes, that's why. Hello, everyone. Hillel, no feed. Oh, no, I hope you're back now. I see a ton of CVs. Already we talked about that. Ari Nachmani, Melanie. Okay, Cruel Witch. We talked about that. We talked about the fonts. Excellent. I think we're good. Hillel, regarding business cards, what if you don't know how to spell a person's name to look them up? I mean, I hear that, Sarah, but... I mean, really, you know, I know what you do, right? So you're, you know, I think you have like a law degree. So I'll look up Sarah B. And if I spell Sarah without an H and I look up, you know, your name Sarah B. So there's probably a few different Sarah. I'll find you in 30 seconds. If you can't figure out how to find someone on Google, then there's another whole problem altogether. So, I mean, I have business cards in my pocket right now. Like this morning I changed pants and I found them and I'm like, what am I going to do with this? Like, what am I going to, who the heck is, what am I going to do with this stuff? I don't know. I mean, do you ever actually look back? Some people do. They go to conferences, they look back and they say, all right, these are the business cards that I got today. And I don't know. I've never done that. And I find it to be super annoying. I come home with a stack like this of business cards. So I just feel like it's very primitive and it needs to change, but who knows? But as of now, Dove, CVs are the default and they're needed. So I agree with you. In an ideal world, or even in 5 years from now, I'm sure they won't be. I actually asked that question at Intel. It was an entire HR department, 160 HR professionals. I said to them, do you guys still use CVs? And they said, absolutely. There's not even a question. It's still the absolute default. So what are you going to do? Anyway, let's just go over, for those that just came in, some of the points. Name your file, the actual file, right? On top, it should be a title in the actual file, but forget that. Name the title. So it should be, you know, hillel.fuld.pdf, right? That is, or whatever it is, or hillel.fuld marketing, whatever it is you want to name it, but name it. Don't just write my resume. I get it. You're you, but you know, I'm seeing it. I don't know who the hell's my resume. And I'm looking at a whole folder of files. I need to know who it is. So that's number one. Most importantly, the concept is you really, really need to stand out. So, you know, visually appealing. Sum up what you're looking for in one sentence. Give me some extra things that you do besides your actual experience. Keep your experience from most recent to least recent. And separate, you know, great partitions, very, very visual, so that I could see this is the experience.
Heavy traffic reported ahead. Heavy
traffic reported ahead. Waze is telling me I'm sitting in heavy traffic, which we didn't talk about. Here's one more thing we didn't talk about, and I'm glad I just remembered. The length of your CV. Did we talk about that? I don't think we did. This is up for debate. I always tell people that I want it on one page. Oh, we did talk about this, but last week I sent someone an email and I said, give it to me on one page, and he's a marketer, a professional guy, and he said he had it on one page, and then some recruiters told him that no, it's not good. I don't agree with you at all about that. I think it should be on one page, but if it's not on one page, then don't just have it run through. Have it like one page is, you know, experience, second page is something else. Separate the pages so they at least look different. But I definitely think it should be on one page. And if that means you have to, you know, have minimal, tiny little microscopic fonts, then no, have it on 2 pages. But definitely in an ideal kind of situation, your CV should be on one page, because again, ADD, right? I don't want to start going, and definitely not more than 2 pages. That I can tell you, to me, is a deal breaker. If I get a CV that's 4 pages, that's like, what the heck? I am absolutely not reading that. So 2 pages maybe, but 1 page I think is ideal. Your stream is one of the best on Meerkat for valuable content. Wow, thank you so much. That is really super nice of you. I'm just, it's just me ranting, to be honest with you. Like, I just get these CVs every day, and sometimes I just like, mind blown, did he just do that? So, we talked about email etiquette. Keep your email short. Send, this is what I'm looking for. Here's the CV, file name, visual, summed up nicely. No storytelling, right? The actual CV is your story. Let it tell your story, but don't be like, one day, in camp. What's the thing from American? Was it American Pie or something? That camp, whatever it was. But anyway, point is, don't tell paragraphs, don't tell stories. Tell one-liners. Boom, 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 boom. Bullets. Get to the point. I would say highlight. Use verbs, strong words. Highlight them maybe in a not in a tacky manner, in a subtle manner maybe, so that like I can stream and say, oh, executed this, delivered this, monetized this, implemented this, whatever it is. Obviously have it results driven. You didn't, don't say I analyzed Excel sheets. You analyzed Excel sheets, and what was the result? Like, talk to me about results. Explain to me why I care. Why do I want to hire you? Bottom line, that's what you're trying to accomplish. You're getting hired, so why do I want to hire you? And just as always, put yourself in the recipient's shoes and figure out, if you read this, if you got this CV, would this impress you? Because this person's looking at 100 CVs, and you need to impress. That's the bottom line. Stellar presentation. I would say top 3. Thank you so much. So, thoughts on cover letters. That's a really, really, really good question. Sarah, that's a really, really good question. Cover letters, like to send in the email along with the CV. I had one. I haven't been looking for a job for a long time. Count my blessings. But back in the day when I did have a cover letter. I'm an energetic, blah, blah, blah. I don't know. I don't see any real harm in it, I think, but obviously keep it short. Again, don't write a 1,000-word cover letter. I don't see any harm in it. I don't know. I don't know the official kind of like market standard in terms of what recruiters think about it. But to me, if you could sum up in a couple of lines kind of who you are and what you want before I click on the CV, I don't think there's any harm in that. But I don't know. I really don't know the answer. So I've in the past used a cover letter, that's for sure. And also, again, like you said, before you send out your CV, before you design your CV, figure out what the heck you want to do with yourself, right? And that's not as trivial as it may sound, right? A lot of people, people say, I don't know what I want to do with myself. So that's legitimate, but you have to figure out your strengths, you have to figure out your passion, what you want to do, and dream big. That's the bottom line. I didn't study marketing in my life. I don't know anything official, but it was my passion, and tech also. Not like a coder. I never studied any computer science or any of that stuff. But I just loved it, and it was a clear passion of mine, and so I transitioned into it naturally. So figure out what you're good at, and don't choose your profession obviously based on how much money you can make. That's a big mistake, and I think that's true about our world as well. Startups, right? Don't build a startup because you think you can make more money. Build a startup because you are passionate about what it does and what the world needs. But that's pretty much it, guys. I feel like a lot of it is common sense, but then again, sometimes when something's common sense to you, it's not common sense to others. So like the other day, who was I talking to? I was talking at KahinaCon, Ari Nachmani's conference, and I said something like, don't be annoying. Someone asked, how do you know what's being annoying on Twitter? And I said, well, it's common sense. If you're writing someone 16 times and they don't respond, then chances are you're being annoying. And then someone wrote back on Twitter and saying, what's annoying to you might not be annoying to someone else, which is a valid point. I don't disagree, but, you have to exercise some common sense at some point. So, I feel like a lot of these things are common sense, but apparently not. But name your file, for the love of God. That's just amazing to me. You wouldn't believe how many resumes I have in my folders called my resume or my CV. It's just ridiculous. And even, by the way, even initials isn't a good idea. I definitely don't think the other two are. What about using your email as cover letter? What do you mean using your email as cover letter? Explain what that means. I'm not sure what you're asking. Anyway, so I am going now. I'm in Herzliya right now. By the way, let me give you a view of what I'm seeing because it's beautiful. So this is Herzliya. This is a big tech hub where all most of the VCs sit or sat. Some transitioned to Rothschild Boulevard in Tel Aviv, but it's a lot of VCs here and a lot of I'm talking about CVs and VCs. It's really confusing. But anyway, there's a lot of startups, a lot of VCs here. So I'm meeting this amazing Kickstarter guys this morning at WeWork Herzliya called Free, P-H-R-E-E. Amazing innovation technology. Check it out. And then after that, I'm meeting a really great startup called Talent Tribe. Then I'm going to meet Sequoia Israel. It's going to be a really great day. I'm really excited about that. Let me see who's here. I'm sitting in traffic so I can look at some people. Shoshi. Welcome, Shoshi. James, how you doing? Jackie Samuels, profile picture, my friend. Profile picture. Doesn't cost money. I'm seeing an egg right now. Nobody likes eggs. Let's see who's in here. Oh man, it's bugging out on me. Hold on. Is that 357 people? Whoa. Am I streaming the meetings, Melanie? I will definitely be meerkatting the meetings. Absolutely. I'm going to be hopefully I think that was the point of the Sequoia meeting in the first place, was to meerkat it. So yes, definitely. Let's see who else is here. Dara, how you doing? Looking for, it's very difficult to click on the profile pictures here, but I'm trying. All right, I'll do it afterwards because now the traffic freed up. Hi from Italy. Hey, Italy. I would love to come visit Italy one day. Oh my gosh, it's definitely on my bucket list. Utilizing the email text to convey what you would say in a tradition. Yeah, I would definitely put the cover letter in the email. Yeah, I have no problem with that. I don't need another attachment. If that's what you're asking, yeah, definitely sum it up in an email and say, my name is Hillel. I've been working in high-tech marketing for the past 10 years. I've been featured on blah 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 blah. I write for blah 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 blah. Looking for my next role in marketing, and I would love the opportunity to provide value to your company or become an asset in your company, whatever it is. But definitely, there's nothing wrong with writing it in the email. I don't think, in my opinion. Hello from OC Cali. Oh my gosh, that's awesome. Utilizing the email. Sweet view. Are you streaming the meetings? Yes, I am. Lovely skies. Letters. All right, cool. Anyway, guys, so I am in Herzliya Pituach right now. I think we pretty much summed up, the world of CV. I think that just remember that your goal is not to just have it, but you're just to stand out. And so if you're not going to stand out, then you're never going to get anywhere. You need to stand out. So make sure, on the one hand, that the basics are covered, that the file's named, and it's very easy to read, easy on the eyes, etc. But also figure out the extra credit. Make it visual, make it visually appealing. So that I'm at a red light now, so I could read. I could see who's in here. Wow, there are a lot of people in here. Holy moly. Okay. So by the way, Mike's in here. Mike, thank you so much for coming in. Michael Eisenberg is in here, who's the Michael and Eden from Aleph VC, who's the original funders of Meerkat itself. Michael, I'm right by your old office in Herzliya. I think we need to realize what worked 10 years ago doesn't apply to the day. Short, sweet, stand out. Absolutely. I'm not driving, guys. For what? Someone asked why I'm driving and meerkatting. I'm standing still. See? Shoshi asked if she can see my CV. Shoshi, I will send it to you as soon as I end this meerkat. Not a problem. Anybody that wants to see my CV, happy to send it to them. By the way, what are your thoughts on an attachment versus like a Dropbox link? I always send it as an attachment. I don't send my CV app. When I did, I sent it as an attachment. Some people have sent me like an investor's deck as a link. I would know. Michael, what do you think about that? Link or attachment? Shoshi, I'll send you mine. No problem. Happy to send you. Thank you, Hillel. You rock. No, you rock. Thank you. Martin, welcome, dude. Thanks for coming in. Oh my gosh, there are a lot of people here. Is that 399? Holy smokes. Wow. I'm telling you guys, you know what? I don't care what anyone says, and I keep saying it's a stupid debate. I don't even care because there's not one winner takes all, but anybody who thinks Meerkat is dead is just seriously smoking something. Look at this engagement. Look at these numbers. Who the hell am I? I'm just some random dude just talking about CVs. It's not like I'm talking about, like, I don't know what. It's not even a sexy topic, and 400 people are in here, and it's freaking middle of the night at 2 o'clock in the morning in New York. That's wild. And, I don't want to, I've talked enough about the people who are at the top of the leaderboard. Makes me sad, but what are you going to do? But anyway, clearly Meerkat has some wild numbers, and it's pretty amazing. So anybody who says that Meerkat is dead and Periscope killed it is just a clown. That's all I have to say about that. I just think it's a stupid debate, right? There's Twitter, there's Facebook, there's Google, there's Yahoo, there's more than one winner in each space. And so there's Meerkat and there's Periscope. And there's, by the way, many more. LiveLens just raised $3 million. Another Israeli company that's live streaming. They were around for years. They just raised $3 million. There's YouNow, another live streaming Israeli app. Happy to see your CV as well. Thanks, Hillel. Just do me a favor. Just tweet me afterwards so I could send it to you as a link. Because I'm not going to be able to remember to send it. Is LinkedIn profile enough or CV mandatory? Shai, we talked about this. Definitely CV today. Right? It's going to change, no question. But recruiters want CVs. Hello from Germany. Hey, Germany, what's cooking? I'm originally German. Fuld, my last name. Fulda is the place where my family's from. Happy to see anybody who wants to see my CV. I'll send it to you, no problem. Happy to send it to you. Just shoot me a tweet or an email. My email is the same as my Twitter at Gmail. Just totally send me that in email and be like, can you please send me your CV and I'll send it, no problem. Anyway, so I'm in Herzliya. I'm going to be going to WeWork now, and yeah, WeWork's, really an amazing company, I have to say. And I'm not just saying that because Michael's here. Michael's invested in WeWork. We have a $5 billion valuation, and it's basically a glorified real estate company, but they nailed it. Like, you go into WeWork anywhere around the world, and it's like the energy, boom, hits you in the face. So much energy in that place. It's an amazing, amazing engaged community. Like, I'll write, I'm looking for a designer, and I'll get a line outside my door of designers wanting to help. It's amazing, really. Definitely, wherever you are in the world, you should check out WeWork because it's really an amazing company. So I'm going to WeWork Herzliya now. I'm going to meet Ben Lang because my meeting's only in 1 hour from now. I'm meeting free. Ben Lang is a serial entrepreneur. He's like 21 or something, and he's had like 6 startups. Unbelievable guy, like super brilliant. He's building a mapping technology right now to build maps. So if I want to build a map of all the startups in my city, you use his technology and build that map. It's pretty cool. So he built mappedinisrael.com with all the startups, all the accelerators in Israel on one map, which is crazy cool. But anyway, Herzliya is an awesome place, though. It's really quite an awesome place. I wish you could see it, but I can't hold my phone right now because I am driving. And for the guy who asked me before, for a smart guy, why are you driving a Meerkatting? I was not driving a Meerkatting. Now I'm looking at the road. If you notice, I'm not looking at you at all. I'm looking at the road. When I was reading comments was when I was standing still. If I stand still, I will read comments. And here is a parking spot, so I will stand, and I will read some of your comments and hopefully find some people and to give shout-outs. See who's in here. Hold on 1 minute. Hold on 1 second here. All right, I am parking for now. I'm not at WeWork yet, but I'll be there soon. Let's see who's in here. No way, please say hi to Ben Lang for me. All right, I will, Shai. Have you been to WeWork in New York? I have been to WeWork in New York. It's awesome. I find Periscope good on the fly streams. I don't know. To me, it seems really funny. Thank you, Shoshi. You're awesome, too. We are all loving and supporting you. Meerkat is my favorite live app. Thank you so much, Melanie. I like you. You look cute. Thank you. Appreciate that. Anybody who wants my CV, don't comment here. Just shoot me an email. My email is my same as my Twitter account at Gmail. It's hillsfuld at Gmail. Just shoot me an email. I'll send you my CV happily. Does anyone find it funny that you can't read the Periscope comments afterwards? Like, you would think Periscope's owned by Twitter. They would be able to like deeply integrate with Twitter and all the comments would be tweets like on Meerkat, but they're not. It's kind of strange to me, but maybe it's just me. I don't know. That's one of the biggest, for me, the biggest PDF. We talk Word or PDF. Someone asked, definitely PDF. Why would you send it in Word? It's just a format. It can get messed up. A million things could happen. Absolutely PDF. Let's see who else is here. 88 now watching. Wow, that's cool. 91 now. Holy cow. All right, let's see who's in here. Nidhish. Okay, hey there. Then there. All right, so you guys, why don't you have names, people? Have names, Give me some names. I want to know who you are. Chedva, what's cooking? Chedva's working on a really cool startup. Not in my areas of interest per se, but next gen, lean in kind of stuff to help women in the workspace. So check her out. Chedva, she's here. Chedva is Chedva K on CHEDVAK on Twitter. She's awesome. Very passionate about helping women in the workspace. That's cool. Adam, welcome. Yeah, so it's difficult a little bit to see who's in here because there's a redonkulous amount of people in here, but it's pretty awesome. Periscope features are not as user-friendly and intuitive as Meerkat. I agree completely. I can listen to you for hours. Wow, man. Coolest shout-out ever. Well, you're kind of cool, man. You're kind of heavy. You're kind of awesome. I mean, seriously, I definitely admire people that, take their passion and then run with it. So good luck with that. I really hope your startup, I don't know if I'm allowed to say the name because it's kind of pre-launch and whatever, so I'm not going to, but did you read Sheryl Sandberg's post yesterday on Facebook? I had tears streaming down my face. You should read her. She had like 411,000 likes, I think, or something like that. And you should read it. It's really quite a beautiful post she wrote yesterday. James, welcome. Let's see who else here. All right, so I'm not going to be going through all you guys because it's a little bit difficult, but I definitely see a lot of awesome, familiar faces here. Abby Fry, welcome. Anyway, so just to sum up, if you guys missed the beginnings, I'm sure many of you weren't here the whole time. Online CV and send link is a viable option nowadays. It's a good question. I just asked you send a link or attachment. I still send an attachment. I don't know. I feel like most of the time, I don't know. I just feel like they want it. Yeah, I still send an attachment. Sharon who? Hi, Hillel. First time listening to you. Great subject to talk about. Thank you so much. What's the future for resumes? App? Does anything exist? Mark, it's a good question. I don't think resumes are going to be around in 5 years from now. You don't need an app. I mean, LinkedIn tells the story, but they're still important. There's nothing you can do about it. Anyway, so let's just sum up the points because a lot of you weren't here. We said name your file. Don't have my resume as the file name. Name your file. First name dot last name dot PDF. PDF it. Don't send it as a Word file. Otherwise, formatting can get messed up. Format it, right? Make it visually appealing. Clear partitions. Try to keep it on one page if you can, but don't make it microscopic fonts. But try one page if you can. But again, make sure it's easy on the eyes. I'm a big fan of visual. Anybody who wants to see my CV, I'm happy to send it to you. Just email me or tweet me and I'll send it over. But mine has a picture of me and kind of my experience. But in addition to my experience, it also has kind of like quote unquote accomplishments or side things, featured on, written on, whatever it is. Tell me something about you beyond your experience. I want to know who you are. No one's hiring anyone because they worked 6 years behind the desk in some cubicle in Intel. They're hiring because they want you, a talented person, and I need to know you, not necessarily the things you've done in general. By the way, this leads me to my next point, and I think I'm quoting Kevin Rose when I say they asked him what was his biggest mistake in Dig 1.0? Why did it fail and lose to Reddit? And his answer was brilliant. He said he hired people for skills and not for talent. He hired the team because they knew how to write a certain language, and they knew how to. But then that language became obsolete, and then the team became obsolete. And he didn't hire people for talent. So I'm always telling companies, hire people that are talented. Even if they don't have the skills right now, they'll learn the skills. The talent is what you can't learn. So I'm a big believer in kind of telling the story of how talented you are. And so the cover letter could do that. Extra things in addition to your experience can do that. But just talking about your experience is, in my opinion, not enough. And when you're talking about your experience, don't talk about it from 20 years ago till today. The opposite. Start from what you just did, then what, and don't talk 20 years ago, in my opinion. I don't think it's relevant what you did 20 years ago. Keep it relevant and take your skills from other fields. So if you worked in sales, take what you did as a salesman and take the skills that are relevant to marketing and talk about marketing. The point of a CV is to stand out. The point of a CV is to glorify what you did. It's not to say, I sat in front of an Excel sheet 8 hours. No, it's I analyzed action items. What were the results? What did you do? What is, and use verbs, use strong verbs, right? Implemented, integrated, facilitated, whatever it is, use words, right? Strong words. Not, I looked, or the CV, or like the Excel sheet was analyzed. No, you analyzed, right? You need verbs, not passive. If you're, passive is the worst. If passive is your worst enemy, you do not want your CV to be passive. You want it to be very active, proactive. You're a doer. That's the bottom line. Let's talk about some questions. Infographics on CV. Not a big fan. What's the name of the person who posted on Facebook? Sheryl Sandberg? Is that what you're talking about? She's COO of Facebook. She's awesome. You need to read that post. You might cry. Her husband died 30 days ago. Hi, bro. How you doing? Good question. Bilingual CV. No, I don't think so. In my case, in Israel, a lot of times people send me Hebrew CVs. In tech, you need it in English. I have a Hebrew CV, I have an English CV, that's fine. But two languages on one CV, that's kind of weird. Anyway, guys, listen. This is crazy. Holy smokes. What did Shai say? Whoops, totally mentioned the wrong Ben Lang. Yeah, Ben LN is Ben Lang. I'm headed over there right now to WeWork Herzliya. Like I said, I'm meeting Ben Lang right now. Then I'm meeting Free, PHREE, is a new Kickstarter campaign that's freaking awesome. Then I'm going to meet a cool guy named Kobe Dinar, who has a company called Talent Tribe. And after that, I'm meeting Sequoia Israel, who reached out to me via Meerkat, because they saw me meerkatting one of their portfolio companies, Move It, last week. And they reached out on Facebook and they said, come into our office and meerkat with us. So I was like, all right, hells yeah, Sequoia. Sequoia is the by the way, for those that don't know, is the company or the VC that funded WhatsApp. I think they put in $50 million and they cashed out on $3 billion. They're probably number one, number two, whatever VC in the world. So the Sequoia Israel, it's not. I mean, it's the same name, but I think it's a different fund. They're obviously related. Do you believe in companies who will review and evaluate your resume and change it around to make it look better? Oh, you mean to hire a company that will do that? I don't think you need to hire a company that will do that. Most people, I don't know. I think you can, if you can't do it, then maybe a friend who has some design ability. I don't think you need to hire a company for that. To me, that's overkill. Infographics, I said I'm not a big fan. That's trying too hard. There are all these cool stories about this woman who wanted to work at Airbnb, I believe it was, and she made this whole cool web presentation of the market and whatever. That's cool, but I mean that's not standard. I mean, you can't do that all the time. What time will you be streaming the meetings? 10 o'clock, 50 minutes, 49 minutes from now is my meeting with Free. So I hope you could stay up for that, Melanie. You don't sleep much. I see you're streaming all the time. All right, guys, this is wild. And now my I have a temptation to wait for like 12 more people to come, 11 more people to come, because I'm up to 489. This is up there. Anyway, but U2 is streaming right now, and that's what's even crazier. You guys aren't, well, you're watching me instead of U2. Are you kidding me? I mean, I don't know if they're still streaming. When I started this, they were. Anyway, guys, the bottom line is, if you're looking for a job, you need to stand out. Just make sure you stand out. That's the bottom line. You need to stand out, and obviously, I don't need to talk about this. I hope you all know this. You need to watch what you say online, whether it's Facebook, Twitter. If your Facebook profile is private, that's one thing. But if it's public, and on Twitter and on LinkedIn, you need to watch what you say, because that's the first place recruiters are looking across the board. And I can tell you firsthand from recruiters at Intel, recruiters everywhere, that's where they're looking. They're looking at your Facebook, looking at your Twitter. And if all you have are like drunk parties and like, I don't know what else, then that's not a very good thing. And I think that by now we all know that. Unfortunately, kids don't know that because they're not working yet. But once they do start working and they have all these things on their Facebook and their Twitter and these silly things they put on Instagram, I think they're gonna suffer. And there's gonna be a whole new industry there is reputation management already now, but I think it's gonna become a much more popular field because of all the things that kids are doing today on social. So anyway, that's my thoughts on that. Let me see what other questions you have. Thanks so much for all the great pointers. Thank you so much for coming in. What time will you be streaming? We talked about that. 494 people here. That is wild. No, us are not on now. I guess you mean U2 is not on now. U2, they weren't streaming, but someone was streaming their concert. Like, it was like, at least in my feed, it was like #1. It was like a community pick, and it was like #1 on the feed of someone streaming their concert, like sitting in the front row, which was crazy cool. Anyway, yeah, that's pretty much it. I think I covered it all. I hope I didn't miss anything. But consistency is very, very important. So if you're underlining, if you're bolding something, then underline or bold all of those things. So if it's a company you're bolding, bold them all. If it's the name of the position, bold it all. Am I a fan of bolding the company name? Maybe. I don't know. I guess it's easier to skim. You need to make it easy to skim, because the person who's reading it is ADD. They do not have, like I am, as maybe you can tell. I'm not sure if you can tell, a little bit ADD. Yeah, so just make sure that you cater to their needs and make it easy to skim. Don't put a big bulk of text. No one is reading that garbage. Separated, good partitions, visually appealing, maybe visual if you're a fan. I am a fan. Like I said, guys, I will not be able to send you CVs here, my CV here. So if you want my CV, email me or tweet me and say, do you mind sending the CV? And I will. Yeah, that's pretty much it, guys. So if you are looking for a job, if there's anything I can do to help, let me know. Yeah, just own it. Own your CV. Be proud of it. You know, it's really, you need to be proud of it. That's the bottom line. All right, guys, this was awesome. Thank you so much for coming in.